What if the mark of the beast isn't a barcode, a chip, or a tattoo, but something far more subtle and much closer to your heart? Maybe you've already seen it today. Maybe you're already carrying it, because the mark was never about the skin. It's about allegiance. It's about faith, who you trust when the world tells you to doubt, who you follow when truth becomes inconvenient, who you listen to when every voice competes for your soul. In a world filled with endless noise, the mark hides not in metal or ink, but in the small compromises we make. It's in the choices that seem harmless, in the truths we ignore because they feel uncomfortable, in the silence we fill with distraction instead of prayer. Every scroll, every image, every opinion we absorb without discernment leaves an imprint. A quiet pattern begins to form on the heart, a mark shaped by attention, repetition, and allegiance. A man scrolls through his phone at midnight. The glow feels comforting, like a friend that never sleeps. Yet behind that light is something darker, an emptiness he cannot name. His soul used to crave the stillness of God's presence. Now it feeds on stimulation. What he calls connection has slowly become captivity. That is how the mark works. It doesn't demand submission all at once. It seduces through convenience, comfort, and control. Teaches the heart to bow without realizing it has kneeled. Because the beast doesn't need to own your body, it only needs to own your attention. The one who captures your focus eventually captures your faith. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what has captured your focus lately? If this is already stirring something inside you, stay with me. Don't scroll away. There's something deeper you need to hear. And yet, in the same unseen spaces, God is marking his people too. Not with fear, but with light. Not with dominance, but with freedom. Not on the skin, but in the heart. He marks those who forgive instead of retaliate. He marks those who pray when the world panics. He marks those who stand for truth when silence feels safer. Every act of mercy becomes a stroke of his divine signature on the soul. This is why the mark of God can't be replicated by the world, because it's not visible. It's spiritual. It's born in humility, nurtured in surrender, and sealed in love. The mark of the beast enslaves, but the mark of God awakens. One blinds, the other opens the eyes. One demands fear, the other inspires faith. So every day becomes a quiet battlefield. Every choice a declaration of allegiance. Every silence a space where either truth or deception will take root. The question isn't whether the mark is coming. The question is, whose mark are you wearing right now? Look around. We are surrounded by systems that reward compromise and call it progress. We trade authenticity for approval, faith for validation, purpose for performance. The mark seeps into hearts not through violence, but through distraction, through the gentle lie that says, you don't need God, you can be your own light. But every false light eventually fades, and in the darkness that follows, the truth stands alone. When the noise quiets and the screen goes dark, what remains written on your heart? Is it anxiety or peace? Fear or faith? Confusion or clarity? Maybe the mark isn't a future event, but a present reflection. Maybe Revelation wasn't just a warning, but a mirror, showing us how allegiance to darkness begins with subtle choices, invisible to everyone but heaven. Yet even now, grace remains. Even now, the hand that wrote eternity still reaches toward you. God's mark cannot be earned. It's received. It's written when you choose presence over pressure, truth over comfort, love over control. It's written when your spirit whispers, "I belong to you." He doesn't mark with symbols of fear, but with the seal of identity. When he marks you, it's not to restrict you. It's to remind you who you truly are, chosen, set apart, protected by purpose. Sometimes his mark looks like peace in the middle of chaos. Sometimes it looks like stillness in a storm. Sometimes it looks like forgiveness that makes no sense to the world. But that's how heaven recognizes its own. If this is resonating with your spirit, pause and type Amen in your heart. Declare silently, "I want his mark, not the world's," because saying it out loud breaks the silence that deception hides in. You don't need to see the mark to know it's there. You feel it every time you're tempted to give up but choose to hope instead. You feel it when you stand alone for truth and realize you were never alone at all. The mark of the beast divides, isolates, deceives. The mark of God unites, restores, redeems. One carves identity from pride. The other breathes identity through love. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Revelation was truly whispering. That the battle is not about symbols but about souls. Not about numbers but about names. Not about what's on your hand, but what's written on your heart. So look inward. What's shaping your soul today? What voice has been louder than God's whisper? What mark are you allowing to define you? Because every action writes something on your spirit. And one day those invisible words will be read, not by the world, but by the one who made you. But there's still time to rewrite them. Still time to wash away every false mark with the light of truth. Still time to let grace do what shame never could, make you new again. The mark of the beast may seek to claim you, but the mark of God came to redeem you. His seal cannot be broken, his mercy cannot expire, and his love cannot forget your name. You were never meant to live branded by fear. You were meant to live marked by faith. So today, choose the mark that frees you. The one that brings clarity where there was confusion, peace where there was pressure, light where there was darkness. Because the true mark of God isn't seen with the eyes. It's felt in the quiet conviction of the heart that has been touched by his spirit. And when the world tries to define you by its systems, you can stand firm, smile softly, and whisper, "I already belong to someone greater." And as the world trembles, as deception grows louder and truth seems rare, remember, light doesn't panic. Light stands. Light reveals. And you are that light when you walk with God's truth in your heart. Let your days be marked not by fear of the beast but by trust in the Lamb. For his mark is not a symbol of power, but of peace. His mark carries eternity in a single word, love. The mark of the beast will try to claim ownership, but God's mark is about relationship. It says, "You are mine and I am with you." Even if the world collapses, even if the systems fall, that mark, his spirit will remain unshaken within you. And maybe that's what the end times are truly about. Not destruction, but distinction. Not fear, but faith. Not doom, but decision. For in the end, the mark you carry will not just show who you followed. It will reveal who you became. The mark of the beast represents what is temporary. The mark of God represents what is eternal. The beast builds empires. God builds hearts. The beast thrives on control. God thrives on surrender. Every time you love when it's easier to hate, every time you serve when no one sees, every time you forgive the unforgivable, heaven leans closer and marks you again. You were created to reflect the light of your Creator, not the shadow of the world. The mark you bear is not a curse. It's a calling. If you're still here, that means this message found you for a reason. God is speaking to your heart right now. Don't rush past this moment. Sit with it. Feel it. Let it sink into the deepest part of your soul. Maybe this is your reminder that He never left you. Maybe this is your sign to turn off the noise, breathe, and come back home to His presence. Because in the end, it won't matter what the world called you, only what heaven named you. And heaven still calls you beloved. What is God trying to mark on your heart today? If this spoke to you, stay with me. The next message may be the one your soul's been waiting for.